Hey beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited for today's video because I picked up some new product from Dior. I have their latest blush, so the Forever Nude Bronze. I picked up 2 shades. I have the Dior Addict Lip Glow, the one that changes color with the pH of your skin, and the latest foundation. I swatched this one in store and oh my god, I could just not believe how hydrating, lightwear, and weirdly the coverage is medium to a full coverage with a feel like you don't have any foundation. So I can't wait just to try them on. So I don't have anything on my face. I'm gonna go right into my foundation. So a little bit about this foundation. So it is 24 hours natural perfection, 48 hours hydration enriched with hyaluronic acid. It says that it's packed with water. So 50% of this foundation has contained water. That's why it's so hydrating and so refreshing when you apply it onto your skin. I think it's their most lightweight foundation that you can find at Dior and probably amongst a lot of brands. The coverage is medium, but it's extremely buildable. So if you were to add a second layer, you would have a full coverage. I went and picked up the shade 3 Neutral. So there is 18 shades. You have warm, neutral, or cool undertone. And I've only been so impressed with the swatch in store, so I just had to pick it up. So usual format, the glass bottle from Dior Forever collection. So I'm gonna give it a good shake and just apply onto my skin. I'm going to use a beauty blender that is damp. And it is meant to be long lasting as well and transfer proof. I'm just curious to see if it's packed with hyaluronic acid and water, how shiny it will be on the face. Okay, so see how good the coverage is. I'm just gonna do this side of my face first so you guys can compare. I did my eyebrows off camera quickly. How good is this? So there's no redness, it beautifies your skin completely and it just gives the perfect glow, but it is not dewy. And it looked like it was going to be dark, but actually once you spread it all over your face, the color just blends in perfectly. And also a little tip, as you're aging, one of the thing that makes us look older than what we actually are is discoloration on the skin. So I always go for a foundation that is just a little bit darker than my actual skin color. It makes you look a bit younger and you hide any discoloration. So just a little tip here. But how good is this foundation? It just gives a very natural glow, but it is a proper medium coverage and it dries completely. Oh, it makes me think of the Chanel Ultra Le Teint, just not as, this one is more lightwear. So Chanel Le Teint Ultra has a little bit more coverage to it, equally hydrating, but you can tell that this one from Dior is packed with water and hyaluronic acid, which you don't have in the Chanel, but the look is very similar, very, very similar. However, Chanel is probably a little bit more matte and doesn't have that supernatural finish, but it's very, very, very close. Right, so I'm gonna do the other side of my face. So I've completely applied the foundation all over my face. I think this is one of their best foundation in a very long time. Look at how radiant and natural the finish is, and yet it dries completely. Like there is a little bit of, it does stay a little bit, I'm not gonna say wet or dewy, because it wouldn't be the right term. It's super set, it's not going to move, it's super long wear. I will add a little bit of powder for sure, but I just love how it looks natural, but it's not overly dewy in that I look like I'm sweating or I look like a disco ball kind of look. It is a natural foundation, but yet the coverage is extremely good. So I used 3 pumps to do all of my face with the Beauty Blender. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. If I just take a step back here, it is unbelievably beautiful. Honestly, it just feels like I'm not wearing anything on my skin, which is extremely pleasant, but yet it is a very good coverage. Yeah, I think the closest would be Chanel Ultra Le Teint, the latest foundation they have in terms of how it looks, but this is even more lightweight on the skin. So I'm going to add just a little bit of powder because I really want to keep the glow and see how it wears during the day. So I'm gonna set my under eye because I have added my concealer and I'm using the one from WESTMAN Atelier. I think it's literally one of the best that you can find in such a long time. It's the Vitalskin concealer packed with skincare ingredients that actually makes a difference. So I'm going to add just under my eyes, making sure there's no creasing. And I am using the GIVENCHY Primse Libre Voile Rose. And it's the original version. So I need to check if it's still available because I'm literally completely at the end of in the pot. So I need to restock it. And before it gets discontinued, I do have the new one, but it's not as good as this one. To set the other areas of my face, I'm going to use the YSL All Hours Hyper Finish, the compact powder that is equally packed with hyaluronic acid. Definitely one of my favorite powders. If I don't want to have a full set and completely mattifying, this is the powder that I would reach to. And the bronzer is equally amazing. So I'm quite curious now to see the Dior because I would assume that the formula is pretty much the same. So I'm gonna just powder pretty much the T-zone. And I am using shade 2 in this powder. So it has a little bit of a color to it, but nothing too crazy. So literally just wherever you have larger pores and want to take away the shine, so you still have a really nice glow, just not on the center of the face. Now the bronzer, so the newest bronzer at Dior. So none of these are limited edition, so you have plenty of time to go and try that. In this new bronzer, you've got a matte finish and a warm finish. So I picked up one of each. I picked up the 03 Soft Matte and 04 Warm. The 04 Warm has more of a gold, little bit of a speckle shiny to it, whereas the matte is completely matte. And there are 4 shades of each, so 4 mattes and 4 warmer shade that has a little bit of a reflection into it. It is a bronzing powder. It is long wear, comfort, infused with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. It is made to be a tan beautifier. It's perfect for summertime. It is a long wear powder. It shouldn't be creasing or anything. It's really made for hydrating your skin. Is going to stay in place. It is buildable. It's going to give you a very good coverage. So let's see. I love how they've changed the case from last year to this year. So this was last year's collection with Dior Forever bronzer. This was a natural bronzer glow. And this is the collection for this year. So completely different look. They have changed the whole line. These ones were limited edition and these ones are not. So let's see. So I'm going to start with the Soft Matte 03. Oh, it is a beautiful, look at this. Such a beautiful product. So if you guys don't like to have any smell in your product, you're going to be very happy with this one. I'm going to use a very big loose brush because I want to go quite large on the forehead since it's not a contour, but rather it is a bronzer. So I picked up quite a bit. And it shouldn't be too dark because the number 3 is the same as my foundation. So it's really just to give a little bit of oomph to my skin. It is a beautiful, look at this. It's just adding a really nice tan onto the skin. It's very natural. So if you are medium skin tone, I would say you could probably go for matte 4 because this is really not dark. Just gonna go like this and then I'm gonna add the other one on top. It just gives that really healthy sun-kissed look. It does really, really mattify the skin. Completely mattify, but it's not, it is very luminous. So it's matte, but it's very luminous. Just gonna add some then here. That's it. And now we're gonna add the other shade. So this is shade 4 Warm. And if I come really close, I don't think you guys can see it, but there is a little bit of a gold shimmer into it. I'll swatch it on my arm. Actually, I'll swatch the two of them so you can compare. I would say they are really not dark. I was expecting the 4 to be a little bit more dark. So if you have a darker skin tone, don't be scared of going for something a little bit darker, because otherwise it's really not going to show much on your skin. So this is the warm, number 4 Warm, and this is number 3 Matte. And you can see the radiance in this one. It's got a really nice luminosity. It's definitely warmer on my skin, whereas this one is neutral. So I'm going to add this one a little bit more on the cheeks, higher on the cheeks. I'm going to take a smaller brush. So it's very luminous rather than super shiny. Now that I've played a little bit with it, it's really hard to see. I'll make sure I upload a video when it's under the sunshine. I think you'll guys see much better. So definitely darker, but not crazy dark. Like if I compare, what would be the closest is probably the Giorgio Armani, the Luminous Silk Bronze from last year's collection. But the payoff, the color was so good. You had like a proper bronzy, deep bronze shade, where these ones are still quite natural. But I think it fits perfectly with the foundation. I am loving this. It's very natural looking. It's giving you a very healthy look. So I kept the eye makeup very light, very soft. It's the new Chanel Jeux de Lumière, the Oversized palette, with a little bit of mascara and just a small line of black eyeliner. And now the last product that I have from the Dior collection is the Dior Addict Lip Glow. So it's a color reviving, pH activating, hydrating lip balm. So there is a lot of new shades. You have those funky shade that has, you've got a yellow, orange, coral, lilac, but I went for the 001 pink. I just think it's a beautiful color that just go with everything. And it's in that little beautiful plastic case. It has the very distinctive smell of the Dior Addict lipstick. It's a little bit minty. That usually leaves a little tingly sensation onto your lips, and it makes them to be a little bit more plump. So it is literally just an overpriced lip balm. Let's just be honest here, it is an overpriced lip balm, but I do like the formula, and I like the idea that it is pH activated. That means none of these will look the same on all, like it's never going to look the same on us, basically, because we all have our own pH and the color will be different on every single one of us, which is pretty cool. So no need for a mirror, just how cool is this color? It's a proper bubblegum pink and I love it. It's just so easy. You can put this in your handbag. It adds a little bit of color, but it's very natural. It's just harmonious with your own color scheme, basically. I really like it. It's not sticky, it's just a really nice little lip balm, and you could jazz it up and add a little bit of lip liner just to add a little something, and that's it. So this is the final look. It's very summery, it's very healthy. It is looking radiant. The foundation is so pleasant. I cannot believe it is literally like I'm not wearing anything. I don't feel like I'm wearing something on my skin. It's just a beautiful, lightweight, but yet very good coverage. Feels super hydrating. And the bronzer are stunning. I did add a little bit of blush, the Valentino Iced Cheek blush in shade 0. I have to check. I'll make sure it's down in the description. But it's that orangey shade that just kind of fits with the bronzer. I think it's a beautiful collection. I would say though the bronzer are extremely similar to the YSL All Hours packed with hyaluronic acid. It's pretty much the same thing. I think the only difference is Dior has the warm ones that has that little bit more of a nice shimmer. If you look at my skin, it's a little bit more alive, whereas the matte one is completely matte, just like the YSL. So it depends which way you want to go to. If you're looking for something completely matte, they're both equally, in my opinion, the same. So you've got Dior or YSL. They are pretty much the same. You're gonna have the same result. They're both packed with hyaluronic acid. Dior has vitamin C. YSL doesn't have vitamin C in its bronzer, but the look is pretty much the same. However, if you're looking for something a little bit more warm that has a little bit more shimmer into it, go for the Dior one. Again, they are not limited editions, so don't necessarily rush. They'll be there for spring and summer, unless it gets really quickly sold out wherever you are. Here in the UK, it's not necessarily the case. So, and I love the lipstick. It is an overpriced lipstick, but I really like it. I think it's even nicer than the Tom Ford, because the Tom Ford, the color is not quite, you don't choose, it's only a clear one that is activated with the pH of your skin, but it is that clear shade for everyone. Whereas Dior has so many colors, so you will find something that really fits what you're looking for. For me, I quite like a pink like this. I think it's very easy to wear and it's just really nice. I think it's just really great for summer. And I just can't believe the foundation. It is clearly one of my favorite. I think it's even more an everyday foundation that whatever I have right now. I'm usually wearing a lot my Guerlain matte foundation, the Parure Skin Gold, or the Chanel Ultra Le Teint. I think this is even more your everyday foundation because it's so light on the skin. Guerlain is, the coverage is very, very good. It's a full coverage, but it is a little bit more heavy on the skin. Then you have Chanel that is kind of in the middle, and then you have this one that is just mind-blowing. I mean, my skin is looking healthy. It's looking like skin. It is very radiant, but it's not dewy. It's not going to move. It's long wear. It's packed with skincare. I don't know what else to say. It's just beautiful and amazing. So a big thanks for watching, guys. As usual, I will put down in the description box all the product that I have been using for today's makeup look. If you've liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Hit the notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time a new video is being posted. Thanks for watching and see you next time.